CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Brendan Purdy.
I have to be prepared, so I have to go in there knowing who I want to vote for.
Tonight on CTV News, Battle River Battleground. We've got the latest results from the Battle River Crowfoot by-election. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. The votes have been cast in the Battle River Crowfoot by-election, where the polls closed around 8:30 p.m. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre spoke with a Camrose crowd at his election party around 9:30 this evening. Poilievre was greeted with signs and chants of encouragement as he was introduced to the crowd. The count was slow rolling in, but the preliminary results were quite positive for Poilievre, who jumped out to an early lead. Now, for the latest result updates, please head to our website at ctvnewsedmonton.ca. People traveling in and out of Edmonton with Air Canada are in for more delays as the company's flight attendants defy a federal back-to-work order. The Canadian Union of National Public Employees, national president rather, going as far to say he would risk jail time before allowing flight attendant crews to be forced back to work by the Labour Board. More than 10,000 flight attendants are striking for wage increases that include getting paid for the work they do while on the ground, such as boarding duties. According to Air Canada, half of the company's flight attendants currently make less than $54,000 a year. Earlier today, Air Canada's CEO told BNN Bloomberg the latest contract offer of a 38% wage increase over 4 years would make them the highest paid in our country. Now, this strike is causing stress for travelers right here in Edmonton.
They offered a refund, but in terms of helpful in terms of rebooking a flight, not really. They had us rebooked right away, but with a 2-day flight, and with obviously I have work going the weekend, I can't stay for an extra day. That's just not an option for me.
All Air Canada and Air Canada Rouge flights have been canceled until late Tuesday afternoon. Air Canada's COO says they won't return to the bargaining table until flight attendants return to work. Some people living in a north-central Edmonton neighborhood are upset that more bike path construction is going ahead after voicing their concerns. As CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti explains, they feel ignored by the city and the province.
The Delta and Alberta Avenue neighborhoods will soon see construction begin for new bike lanes in the area. Jeremiah Rawling is disappointed after receiving the construction bulletin yesterday.
The real problem is emergency vehicle access. People could die.
Earlier this year, Rawling and dozens of his neighbors fought against the routes. He's worried how the lanes will impact parking, emergency vehicle access, and accessibility for people with disabilities.
The city is going to put traffic diverters on 3 intersections along 124th Avenue here to divert traffic, including emergency vehicle access.
The expansion will bring a bike lane on 124 Avenue between 107th Street and 89th Street, including ones on 96th Street and 92nd Street.
So there's going to be a few guys riding the bike that's going to have a big smile on their face, and hundreds of really angry residents.
Rawling says he and others weren't consulted about the changes.
The city doesn't care what we have to say as the people who live here.
I can definitely understand the concerns and frustrations that we're hearing from residents.
The city says it conducted public engagement last June. It used the feedback to create the plan to best improve traffic safety.
Ultimately, this is also about extending and connecting existing infrastructure that already exists and filling in some of those gaps to create a more cohesive and connected network.
Neighbors against the expansion have asked the province to intervene.
When people aren't being listened to by the local government, well, you need your provincial government to step in, I think. And that's what needs to be done.
Transportation Minister Devin Dreeshen says the province supports designated bike routes, but not at the expense of road capacity for drivers, emergency responders, and businesses. The province is reviewing the proposals in the area. The minister says he plans to meet people in the area with Mayor Sohi next week. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
The future of development in Edmonton's River Valley is up for debate at City Hall. The city is updating 2 of its policies that protect the River Valley from harm. Those policies haven't been changed significantly in more than 30 years. The updates are meant to ensure environmental protection for the valley and ravine system while allowing public access. They'll also guide council decisions on future development proposals in the River Valley. Most of the people who registered for the hearing said the updates, well, they don't go far enough.
Preservation zones should mean what they say, identified on ecological criteria alone, not pre-existing usage.
The River Valley has been protected and continues to be protected. We've got to do more. Absolutely. At the same time, we want to make sure that Edmontonians are able to enjoy it.
Public speaker suggested several specific changes to protect the River Valley, including more council oversight on proposed projects. However, after hours of listening and debate, council approved the new River Valley redevelopment plan without changes. The City of Edmonton has a new email subscription service to keep you informed about the projects going on in your neighborhood. The free service will allow Edmontonians to receive timely notifications about development approvals and rezoning applications. Subscribers can enter up to 5 addresses to receive an email when certain types of development permits are approved nearby. That includes new home construction, changes in business activity, such as retail to restaurants, and home-based businesses. A daycare in South Edmonton reopened today after an apartment fire on an upper floor forced the kids and staff inside to evacuate. It happened in the middle of nap time. As CTV's Merrick Takash tells us, staff relied on their training to get the kids out safely.
The doors of Discovery Daycare are open once again, 2 weeks after a fire in one of the apartment suites upstairs.
We had a lady come over from the restaurant running that there is fire. And when I think the fire trucks were here, only then maybe they pulled the alarm and then we knew.
21 children and 2 staff members quickly evacuated the building.
And it was like right in the middle of the nap time. So all the kids were sleeping, deep asleep. So we just had to, we have to carry some of them and even the children because we had, I think, 5 babies in the room.
They escaped before any smoke was able to enter. 2 suites were damaged in the fire.
We heard a bunch of popping, and I heard people down below screaming fire. So I looked outside and saw smoke and fire next door.
The owner of the daycare credits the group's preparedness for helping them get out safely.
We have been doing fire drills every month, so educators and even the bigger kids, they are aware that when we say fire, what we have to do. They know that we have to get up and go.
In a statement, Edmonton Fire Rescue Services praised the daycare's quick action. A family passing by also stepped up.
They saw that some chaos is going on. They waited that if we needed help. So we literally, one of the staff gave the baby to one of the families, and they brought a wagon of cold water, snacks, even toys for the kids.
Staff at the daycare hopes the family pops in for a visit sometime in the near future. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Alberta's infrastructure ministry says the province plans to build solar installations at 5 correctional facilities. It would power some Edmonton and Calgary jails with solar energy. The ministry says it could save $1 million a year. A procurement document published by the province says the budget is anywhere from $10 to $50 million. A woman in Edmonton believes a hot air balloon may have clipped her house in the Hamptons neighborhood. She believes it happened as the balloon was coming in for a landing nearby. CTV's Amanda Anderson reports.
Clunk, 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 clunk. Sounds Eliza Lyon says were enough to wake her around 7 Monday morning.
All I heard is multiple bang sound, and it was loud.
About a half hour later, she came across this post in her neighborhood chat group. It included a photo of a hot air balloon that appears to be touching her roof.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my house. There's a hot air balloon on top of the roof. That's what that sound was.
The Lions' neighbor, Daryl, says he saw the hot air balloon while walking his dog.
It was super low. Yeah, like I was looking at it and looking at the rooftops, and you could tell it was not very far off of the rooftops.
He says as it got to the cul-de-sac just past the Lions' house, the basket was spinning.
When I got home, they had come over and approached me and asked me if I'd seen a balloon had bumped their roof. But I hadn't seen that part of it, obviously. It was out of sight. But I just putting two and two together, the basket spinning, I'm pretty sure that isn't a normal thing.
The company tells CTV News its hot air balloon did not land on, nor did it hit any homes when landing in the nearby Edgemont neighborhood.
I was like, did that wreck the roof? It was just like unbelievable. I'm like, how can that balloon go so low?
There's no visible damage from afar, but the Lions plan to get someone to take a closer look to be sure. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Real estate statistics show our area is still a relatively affordable place to buy a home, but there are still tough decisions to be made. One of the biggest is whether to go with old or brand new. Nicole Weisberg has the story.
The day is finally here. Congratulations.
It's possession day for 25-year-old Brooke Chung. She's the new owner of this Sherwood Park townhome. Chung came to Canada from Vietnam in 2018, first living in the Vancouver area.
One apartment condo in that Brentwood area in like the 40 floor 45. They listing the price of $1 million. And at that point, I was like, I'm out.
Like many others, affordability drew her to Alberta. Buying a home that was move-in ready was important to her. Chung's realtor says when helping potential buyers, he likes to show them a mix of new and old homes in their price range.
And then we narrow down specifically after they've seen a bunch, because they might have had it set in their mind that they want an older home. But when they see the spaces are constricted, you know, the living spaces, everything's going to need modernization, then sometimes newer homes become their choice.
New homes are also covered by warranty, something mandated by Alberta law.
That's one big advantage of buying a new home, is that you have peace of mind for at least 10 years.
The 10-year coverage is just for structural issues. Other parts of your home are mandated to be covered for a shorter period. Under the new home warranty program, the building envelope, which includes the roof and wall framing, is covered for 5 years. Your heating, electrical, and plumbing is covered for 2 years. And defects in labor and materials, such as flooring, paint, cabinets, and countertops, are covered for 1 year.
I've seen cases where the developer says, don't call the warranty, don't worry about it, I'll fix it. And that can often leave the homeowner in a pickle.
Lawyer Michael Bocut handles a lot of residential construction disputes. He recommends reporting issues with new homes to both the builder and the new home warranty program right away to ensure the timeline on the warranty doesn't run out.
For the new homes, you have like more mysteries. Like you don't know why something is going wrong, and you're having to sort of be the one to fix it. And when you have an older home, somebody else has already gone through that.
For any home already built, he says getting a thorough inspection is vital, which may include bringing in experts beyond just a home inspector, such as an electrician or structural engineer.
It's a few $1,000s at most. Well, if your house is $500,000, that's the best money you can imagine spending.
For homes yet to be constructed, he says do your homework on the developer.
Rely on the history. So for these larger builders, look at to see the houses that they've built in the past. You can ask them about their history. For the smaller home builders, ask to see homes they've recently built or homes they're working on right now.
For Chung, this 2017 build strikes the right balance between affordability, reliability, and comfort.
I feel like this one is the one, so it's no hesitation in putting the offer. Things got going, and here I am.
Just ahead, airport agony. We check in with passengers stranded due to the flight attendant strike. Plus, what's your beef? Alberta beef producers plan to leave the National Cattle Association.
We owe it to Alberta cattle producers to ensure their dollars are invested in organizations that will align with their values and priorities.
Good evening, folks. Chance of some late-day showers and thunderstorms over the next few days, and it will be in the mid-20s tomorrow, but there is a bit of a cool down that rolls in for Wednesday, Thursday. Let's take a closer look at that and the rest of your 5 and 10-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Welcome back. Some big news to pass your way this evening. Pierre Poilievre has won the Battle River Crowfoot by-election and will be heading back to Ottawa. Now, in other news, the Alberta beef producers say it's planning to leave the Canadian Cattle Association. The APB says it has issues with the association's governance and lack of Alberta representation. CTV's Quinn Keenan has more.
About 50% of the Canadian Cattle Association's funding comes from Alberta beef producers, but that may soon change. ABP says it intends to split from the CCA when their agreement ends June 30th, 2026.
Right at the moment, we are still a member of CCA, and we'll work with them in all areas of national development as we move forward.
The producers say they're concerned about the CCA's governance and fiscal transparency. They suggested bringing in an independent third party to review the governance structure. Only a third of the CCA's 27-member board is from Alberta, despite bringing in half the money.
Despite our efforts in asking for change, we have not seen meaningful progression or willingness to address these concerns. We owe it to Alberta cattle producers to ensure their dollars are invested in organizations that will align with their values and priorities.
The CCA was surprised by the announcement. They admit the ABP leaving would be a huge financial blow.
I quite simply did not anticipate any kind of an announcement like that, and very disappointed. I found, I was really preparing to engage in a lot of the issues that they had raised.
There's a belief on both sides that a deal could be reached before the ABP's exit. Conversations since the announcement have helped clarify Alberta's concerns.
I really feel like we're on the same page. We're both motivated to ensure that going forward, CCA is an effective, unified national voice for beef producers.
Alberta beef producers will stick to their financial commitments up until its intended departure date. Quinn Keenan, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Returning now to one of our night's top stories, turbulence across the country as Air Canada flight attendants defy back-to-work orders. The company and union are still at odds over wages, and it's unclear when the strike will end. As CTV's Tyson Fedor reports, travelers are left to deal with flight cancellations.
Carly Boylan and her friends spent the weekend at Country Thunder. The two are from Nanaimo, and returning home has not been easy.
I'm never booking with Air Canada again. That's all I have to say.
Air Canada and its flight attendants remain at odds over what fair pay and unpaid work looks like.
We have an overall total compensation proposal of roughly 40% over 4 years. And we think that is excellent.
The union representing the workers issued a strike notice Saturday. They remained on strike Monday with hundreds of more flights canceled.
Because the Air Canada was not operating, so they booked us with the Lufthansa. But it's so sad that, like, your own country, you can go with your own flight and everything, and you have to go with an international airline.
A federal return-to-work order came shortly after, but the workers are defying it.
They're risking a lot by doing this.
One labor studies expert calls a defiance by flight attendants unusual and risky.
The Industrial Relations Board has the ability to levy significant fines against the union, and ultimately they have the ability to, there's the possibility that the leaders could go to jail.
If it means folks like me going to jail, then so be it.
An air passenger rights advocate says passengers should wait first until Air Canada cancels their flight, then ask the airline to book them with a competitor. International travelers may receive more compensation due to different air travel laws.
If you're departing from the European Union to Canada, then Air Canada owes you meals, accommodation, and up to 600 euros, or from the UK, 520 British pounds per passenger lump sum compensation on top of your alternate transportation.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister is hoping to see a speedy resolution.
We are in a situation where literally hundreds of thousands of Canadians and visitors to our country are being disrupted.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
After the break, helping to find their voices. New research looks to help nonverbal people communicate.
We are discovering our daughter. We are having our daughter for the first time.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. 12 degrees this morning, made it into the mid-20s this afternoon. So mid-20s yesterday, mid-20s today, a couple of degrees above average, and mid-20s again tomorrow. Then a cool down, as we mentioned earlier in the newscast, back closer to 20 for highs Wednesday, Thursday. Still a few scattered showers and thunderstorms kicking around. Watch tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies will again off to the west and northwest of Edmonton see the development of some showers and thunderstorms through the mid to late afternoon hours. I think most of this slides north of the Edmonton region, but there's a chance you'll see a shower or thunderstorm in the area. And then for Wednesday, a little cloudier Wednesday, there's a slight chance of a passing shower in the morning. I think the better chance is going to be from Edmonton off to the south for some showers or thunderstorms late in the day Wednesday. Things start to calm down. We get some sunshine by the end of the week, and there is a big warm-up on the way through the weekend and into next week. We'll get to that in a moment. 10 degrees in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning. Should be in the 6-degree range. Jasper, Grand Prairie, about 12 degrees here in the city tomorrow morning. Mid to high 20s across the northeast. Yeah, be in the low to mid 20s across the northwest for daytime highs tomorrow. 25 to 30-degree range for Red Deer, Lloydminster, Coronation. Lots of sunshine there in Coronation. Mid 30s, Medicine Hat. Jasper gets to about 22. Here in the city, we'll be around 25 or 26 for a high. In the evening, you have a chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Through the day, though, should just be partly cloudy skies. Wednesday, a little cloudier. Chances some scattered showers or thunderstorms in the afternoon or early evening hours. And then highs near 20 Wednesday, Thursday, but back to around 23 or 24 with some sunshine Friday. And look at the long-range forecast. 25 to 30-degree range for daytime highs from this coming weekend right through all of next week. So it looks like it'll be a fairly warm and well above average end to the month of August. Again, for tomorrow, mid-20s, and that chance of a scattered shower or thunderstorm late in the day. That is your forecast.
Alberta researchers are working to unlock communication for people with autism. About 1/3 of people on the autism spectrum are nonverbal. As CTV's Kevin Fleming reports, one researcher has a personal connection to the project.
He's watching a video of a participant using a virtual headset to type out words from letters seen in a digital world. Diwakar Krishnamurtha is a professor at the Schulich School of Engineering and came up with the system.
My son is non-speaking, when he was diagnosed, we were given the doom and gloom dire scenario. But actually, we discovered that he's quite a smart guy with a lot of innermost thoughts to convey.
It's those thoughts that Krishnamurtha wants to unlock for his son and other families dealing with similar situations. Manaf Abu Farf says he spent thousands of dollars on speech therapists for his 16-year-old daughter with poor results. And when asked how it feels to communicate now, she said she was trapped inside for 16 years.
So actually for us, we are discovering our daughter. We are having our daughter for the first time. We are seeing our daughter for the first time. That's a huge turnover for us as a family and for Jenna as a person.
Travis Dow has traveled the country working with nonverbal participants for the project and says the system can include a virtual therapist to help them communicate successfully.
If you're dealing with hardware, it's, you get it as is, you buy it in the store, you make it yourself, whatever the case is. But with software, we can change so much. We can really, make it bespoke to each individual person. And that's, that can be really huge for these people.
Now Abu Farf says the world is opening up for his daughter, and Jana likes it.
What does that mean for you using this technology? She said it opens doors for me. And when we asked her which doors you are talking about, she said the door of university. She is dreaming to go to a university. And we asked her, what do you like? And she said, I like maths.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
An Alberta archaeologist is digging up more insight into a trailblazing rancher and his family. Lindsay Amundsen Mayer with the University of Calgary spent 3 weeks this summer digging through the site of John Ware's homestead in southern Alberta. Ware was black and born into slavery in the southern United States. He moved to Alberta and began ranching here in the late 1800s. Nails, bullets, an ink bottle, a thimble, and other items discovered at the site are consistent with that era.
Everything we're finding sort of in that layer with the square nails, with the floorboards in the midden area, it's all pointing to that time period of the 1890s, right? Which is perfect for us. Perfect for us. That's when the Wares were here.
All of the items found at this site will be stored at the Royal Alberta Museum in Edmonton. Alrighty, folks, that is all from us at CTV Edmonton on this Monday night. Thank you so much for stopping by to wrap up your day as we kick off the week. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 11:30. Take care and goodbye for now.